Welcome to the Explainer. You know that feeling when a project just grinds to a halt because of its own data? Yeah, it's a nightmare. Today, we're going to build the blueprint to stop that from ever happening. And we're going to start with the one thing every developer dreads: data chaos.
Okay, so this is where it all falls apart for so many projects. They just start building on this shaky foundation of data. And without a real plan, that foundation, it doesn't just get messy, it turns into pure quicksand.
So, have you ever tried to make sense of a mess like this? I mean, if you've ever touched data, this probably gives you flashbacks, right? It's not just confusing to look at. This is the source of countless bugs, slow performance, and just painful analysis.
All right, let's look at a classic example. See this? We've got a customer, Alice, and her two phone numbers are just crammed into a single cell. When you jumble data together like this, it's like a domino effect of problems. First, you get duplication. Then, it's super easy to make mistakes when you try to update anything. And of course, it slows the whole system down to a crawl.
And this is exactly why you can't just toss data into tables and cross your fingers. It just doesn't work. If you want to build something that's actually going to last, you absolutely need a blueprint. You have to become the architect of your data. So, what is this blueprint? Well, it's got a name: the Entity Relationship Diagram, or ERD for short. This is our #1 tool for bringing some serious order to all that chaos. The best way to think about an ERD is like a master map for your entire database. Seriously, it gives you that perfect bird's eye view showing you all the important landmarks, which is your data, and all the roads that connect them. It just cuts through all the confusion and gets everybody on the exact same page.
Okay, so the first building blocks on our map are what we call entities. Just think of these as the main nouns in our system. So for example, if we were building an e-commerce site, our entities would be the big things like customer, product, and order.
Then, you've got attributes. These are simply the details that describe our entities. So for a customer, the attributes would be things like their name and email. For a product, it'd be the name and price. Simple as that.
And finally, we have relationships. If entities are the nouns, then relationships are the verbs that connect them. They show how these things actually interact. A customer doesn't just sit there next to an order, a customer places an order. That action, that verb places, that's the relationship.
So here, this table kind of pulls all those pieces together into our complete toolkit. But what you really want to pay attention to are the keys. See, the primary key gives every customer a totally unique ID. Then the foreign key, which lives in the order table, links right back to that specific customer. That's the magic trick. Now that's the mechanism that brings the whole relationship to life.
All right, so we've drafted our blueprint using an ERD. That's great. But now we need to bring in, let's say, a structural engineer to double-check our work and make sure that blueprint is as solid and efficient as it can possibly be. And in the database world, that whole process, well, that's called normalization.
Normalization is really just a set of rules that we apply to our design, and the goals are super simple. We want to organize our data to get rid of any duplication, and we want to make absolutely sure that the information we're storing is reliable and consistent. It's basically how we clean up the blueprint before we build, to prevent a ton of headaches later on.
And trust me, the difference is night and day. A database that isn't normalized, it's not just messy, it's fragile, like a house of cards. You change one tiny piece of data over here, and suddenly something completely unexpected breaks over there. Normalization is what reinforces the whole structure. It turns that house of cards into a fortress. What you get is consistency, you get speed, and most importantly, you get data that you can actually trust.
So how do we get this super solid structure? Well, we do it by going through a series of stages, or rules, called normal forms. Now, the most common ones you're going to hear about are the first three. Each one is designed to solve a very specific kind of structural problem in your data.
Okay, rule number 1. The absolute foundation is first normal form, or 1NF. It's all about making your data atomic. Now that sounds fancy, but all it means is this: one cell gets one value. That's it, period. No lists, no cramming stuff in with commas, one cell, one piece of information.
So, let's circle back to that problem we saw earlier. You can see it plain as day right here. This table completely violates first normal form. Why? Because that phone numbers column has two different numbers shoved in there for Alice. And that makes it basically impossible to search for just one of those numbers or to treat them as separate pieces of data.
So what's the fix? It's actually really simple. To get this into 1NF, we just give each phone number its own row. And just like that, every single cell has exactly one value. Now the data is clean, it's organized, and it's so much easier for a computer, and let's be honest, for us humans, to actually work with.
All right, so after NF, we get into second and third normal forms, which tackles some more subtle issues. Here's a simple way to think about it. Second normal form, or 2NF, just makes sure that every piece of data in a table is describing the entire main key, not just a piece of it. Then, third normal form, 3NF, takes it one step further. It makes sure that all the other columns depend only on that main key and not on each other. These rules are what really eliminate those weird random inconsistencies and make your database logic rock solid.
So, you might be wondering, how do these two big ideas, the blueprint from the ERD and the optimization from normalization, actually fit together? Well, they aren't separate things you do. They're really two halves of the same powerful design process.
Your workflow should look something like this. Step 1, you start with your ERD to map out the big picture structure. Step 2, you apply the rules of normalization to refine and optimize that structure. And only when you've done both of those things are you actually ready to build the database. It's always structure first, then optimization.
Okay, so after all this planning, all these rules, what's the big payoff? I mean, why should you care about investing all this time up front in good design?
Here's the bottom line. When you combine ERDs for that clear blueprint and normalization for that solid structure, you create the backbone of a truly high-quality system. What you end up with is a database that's easy to understand, has zero redundant data, performs way better, and this is the most important part, you get data that you can actually truly trust.
Because here's the thing, a solid data foundation doesn't just stop bad things from happening. It opens up a world of possibilities. When your data is well structured from the start, building reliable apps, running powerful analytics, and scaling up for the future becomes, well, it becomes infinitely easier. Data is absolutely everywhere. The only question left is, what will you build with it?